Hey everyone, welcome to Reader of the Unread, where we read things so you don't have to. I'm Zac, and with me is...
Trevor!
Who you might know if you've listened to any of the other Trackfire Radio stuff. But we're breaking it out here and trying something our own.
One other thing.
Well, maybe more, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
Knows?
When this comes out, you can write in and let us know if you've heard us in one other thing, no other thing, or if this is the first one. So basically in this podcast, all we're going to be doing is finding the best and or worst short stories, copypastas, green texts that we can find and or sent in. And
Please send in.
Please. I'm so lonely. I need emails that we're going to send in to try and share the best and the worst and the blurst that the internet has to offer.
Yeah.
In addition... Hey, if you have a short story you think is real cool, I will also read that, because who else is going to read your short story? It's just me. It's just me. I'm all you have.
You don't want your family doing it. They may judge you. We don't know you.
Also, totally open to reading weird erotica stuff. No kids.
Yeah.
I think this would go without saying. I know some of you creepy fuckers out there are going to try and send it anyway. No kids. So, to start us off, I'm going to be reading a chapter from this short story a week. The short story is, of course, entitled From His Blood and Tears by Book Surfer 1500.
Nice.
Right? It's rated T for teen.
Oh.
It is a romance and drama featuring Harry P.,
Harry P.
Draco M.,
Oh.
and has over 8,000 words.
Are those original characters, or are those supposed to...
We'll get into it. Chapter 1. The Picture. Disclaimer. I don't own this, because if I was J.K. Rowling, I wouldn't be writing on here now, would I? This is my first Harry Potter story on fanfiction, so be kind. This takes place after Harry's 4th year because I don't like the 5th... The 6th was okay. And don't want to change the story in my head, which I would have to do if Harry was in his 7th year. Harry's going into his 5th year at the beginning of this story. Thanks!
Okay, editor's note already.
Yeah.
Put the disclaimer before the chapter.
No.
It's like, chapter 1, disclaimer.
Chapter 1, the picture, disclaimer, full colon. This is the last time, Harry thought as he watched his uncle scream at him. He wasn't hearing his words, because he had gotten rather good at ignoring his Uncle Vernon. Harry wasn't even sure if he was supposed to be in trouble for. All he knew was that he had to get out of there. Uncle Vernon's face was turning purple, and Aunt Petunia had to take him into the kitchen, away from Harry, to calm him down. There's a lot of weird,
Family troubles. I mean, I know they had family troubles, but, after they found out he was a wizard, didn't they kind of back off?
Yeah, I was just going to say weird commas.
Oh,
They're comma splicing all over this.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't see the sentence structure, but,
Good.
Avert your virgin eyes.
Yes. Harry wanted to leave so bad, and didn't care that Voldemort could be standing right outside his door.
Like from Soul Calibur?
He just had to, yeah, it's Voldo. Voldemort could be standing right outside his door. He just had to leave. Harry went upstairs to his room, and threw all of his things into his trunk.
Same.
He grabbed his broom, and almost cried when his arm hit his favorite picture of his parents, and the frame fell and broke. He kneeled to pick up the pieces, and cut his finger on a shard of glass. A few drops of his blood, and a single tear fell onto a white back of the picture, and curvy written words began to appear, written in his blood.
Blood? How's that spelt then?
There's an extra O.
Oh, okay.
Blood. I'm sorry, you're right, it could be blood. He picked up the picture and read, "By the blood and tears of the son, the parent shall return." Harry dropped the photo as it became burning hot, and smoke began to come out of it. He jumped back as 2 ghost-like figures appeared out of the smoke. After a few seconds, the figures' features began to become clear. And after 30 seconds, they no longer looked like pale ghosts, but living beings. And not just any living being. but Harry's parents.
The suspense.
Harry stood in shock and watched as his mother's legs buckled under her, and his father... What?
She's a ghost.
No, she's a living person now.
Oh,
she
okay.
was a ghost.
Oh, right.
They no longer look like pale ghosts, but living beings.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Alright. Harry stood in shock and watched as his mother's legs buckled under her, and his father held Harry's mom up, even though he could barely stand himself. What just happened? Lily asked, breaking the silence. She first looked at Harry, then, as she looked around her, at the room, that was filled with Dudley's old broken toys, Harry's old and big cloths.
Big cloths?
Yeah.
What?
2 space big space cloths.
Oh, okay.
Big cloths. And a few chocolate frog boxes. She began to look confused and frightened. James grabbed his wand and pointed it at Harry. Where have you taken us? Harry looked at his father's wand and felt all the blood leave his face. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't take you anywhere. Are you? He took a deep breath and said, Are you really James and Lily? Or am I just dreaming? He hoped with all his heart that this was not a dream, and they really were his parents, and that they were alive. Before I answer that, you should tell me who you are. You aren't exactly in the position to be pointing questions.
Also, how does he not recognize his own son, especially?
Well, because when they died, Harry was a baby.
But from the sounds of this, it doesn't even seem like they really died. They were just like, "Ooh, we're going to hide in a picture."
We'll get there. I don't know. I haven't read this yet. But I assume they don't recognize him because Harry's, he's...
Wait, maybe his
right
parents are
before
actually liches, and that painting was their
God,
phylactery.
Fuck, I hope so. I hope this isn't some shitty D&D campaign. You aren't exactly in the position to be asking questions, James said. His wand still pointed to Harry. You're the one in my room, Harry said. And I'm the one with the wand. So answer the question. Who are you? James asked. James, don't yell at him. You can tell he's scared. He's obviously not a Death Eater, Lily said. Oh, my God. We have to find Harry. Lily cried.
Nice.
I'm Harry Potter, Harry said.
Oh, what a coincidence. That's me.
Lily gave a little Shrek and said, that's not possible. My Harry's a baby.
She said, it's all ogre now.
Your Harry was a baby 14 years ago, Harry said. I don't understand. How are you here? You're dead. What are you talking about? I'm not dead, and you are not Harry. Where is my son? James yelled. Harry could hear the Dursleys downstairs and knew that they would be either cowering in a corner or about to come upstairs. I'm not Leeling, Harry said. You've been dead for 14 years. I cut my finger, and my blood got onto the picture of you, and you showed up. Lily had gained some of her strength, and was able to walk over to Harry. Lily, stay away from him. He could be dangerous. But Lily ignored her husband and looked into her son's eyes. Her motherly instincts told her that this was her son, and tears filled her eyes. Oh, my Harry. She held her son in her arms, and for the first time in nearly 14 years. After 10 min of arguing, James was convinced...
You don't even put minutes. You just,
yeah,
10 min.
10 min, M-I-N. No, sorry, after 10 min, period, of arguing, comma, James was convinced that Harry really was his son. Harry didn't go into detail, but told his parents what had happened over these past years. What do you mean Sirius was in Azkaban? Spoiler. Only after Lily calmed James down and Harry had told his parents more of what happened, did James apparated and Lily did side-along apparition with Harry to the Burrow.
What?
Where they sent an owl to Dumbledore and Sirius.
What?
What?
Also, why do you put the spoiler alert after the spoiler? That kind of defeats the
purpose. I don't know if it's a spoiler alert. They put bracket, SP, question mark, close bracket, exclamation point. So I assume that stands for spoiler. It could stand for Son Potter. There's a bunch of things. I'm going to assume spoiler.
Alright.
The Weasleys were more than surprised when Harry explained what had happened with the picture and his parents coming back from the dead. Yeah, I'd say so. Do you know what? You've known the kid for 3 years. He just shows up with his parents. I think I'd be a little shocked.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd just be like, yeah, that tracks. Check.
Weren't your parents dead?
Yeah.
What
happened? They all worked together in the Order of the Phoenix. Like, they knew his parents. Didn't they? Producer Corey's telling me no.
No, they
were they not in the First Order, but in the Second Order?
Molly and Arthur weren't in the First Order of the Phoenix because they had brand new children and a family to take care of.
They were big fucking babies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
Cool. All right.
So like, it's funny that Arthur and Molly are surprised to see Harry's parents, or that Harry's parents would even say, "Hey, let's go to the Burrow," because they have no fucking clue who each other are.
Well, and they apparated there without knowing where they were going. Because Harry can't apparate at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, like, I haven't actually, like, read or watched any Harry Potter past the 4th book, Goblet of Fire or
you're
whatever.
missing out.
So, like...
Triwizard Tournament's the best one.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
It's only 800 pages long.
Oh, man. That's a quick read.
Yeah, you're missing out. All right. Sorry, what do you...
So, when you guys said apparated... I just imagined that was them talking about them being ghosts and coming out of the picture.
Oh, no.
I was like...
No, apparition is the teleportation that they can do.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. But you have to know where you're going, and children can't do it.
Oh,
because it's complicated.
Oh, okay.
It's too hard.
You wouldn't understand
because if you do it wrong, sometimes you just show up and your arm doesn't come with you.
Nice.
So you just have a gaping hole where your arm was.
Sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, the Weasleys were more than surprised when Harry explained what had happened with the picture and his parents coming back from the dead. He had just finished telling them about James's reaction to Sirius once being in Azkaban when Dumbledore arrived.
Oh, yes. His reaction of, he was in Azkaban.
Yeah. Also, that's it. That's the end of the chapter.
Oh.
Yeah, surprise.
Dumbledore arrived.
End
scene.
End. No final revelation. No, like, little one line. Just the end.
Dumbledore shows up.
End
What's
scene?
chapter 2 called?
Chapter 2. Tally.
All right.
Yeah. You know where it's going from here.
He's like,
it's so obvious.
Parent 1. Tick. Parent 2. Tick.
Ugh.
Yep, checks out. 2 parents. So now we have a Reddit post originally from Our Confessions. I accidentally made my cat gay, and he thinks I'm his lover.
Nice.
So my cat, Frankie, recently came down with a pretty severe stomach virus. The vet gave me some antibiotic drops to put in his food, but when I'd do that, Frankie wouldn't touch it. So the vet suggested using a small dropper tube to insert the medicine directly into his anus.
You know, like those antibiotics that you can either eat or put up your butthole.
Also, quick note, I just wanted to, as soon as I started reading this, Corey's cat decided to come and jump up on my lap.
Yeah, dude. He wants you to put some antibiotics in his butthole.
Just like all cats.
All cats deep down inside want antibiotics in their buttholes. This is science.
The first time was absolute hell. My cat fought me the whole time, but once the tube was in and the medicine pushed out, he seemed to calm quite a bit.
Sure.
Well, the next day he was acting strange. He has always been an independent cat, rarely coming around, never wanting to be held, but as soon as I sat on the couch, he started walking back and forth, meowing and rubbing my leg.
Sure.
He then went and jumped up on the table where we'd done the application the night before and meowed louder and louder until I decided I guess we will go ahead and do the medicine treatment.
Yeah, the medicine treatment.
Yeah, you know.
Of course.
This time he didn't fight me though, and when I inserted the tube, he closed his eyes, stretched his neck, and let out a noise that can only be described as a moan of pure ecstasy.
You know, like how cats do, right?
He moaned at least this loud.
Well, obviously, the guy just hit his tiny little cat prostate.
Do cats have prostates?
I don't think so.
It's a good question.
Corey, look it up. Do cats have prostates?
I feel like maybe. Probably.
I don't know.
I don't see why it would be a human thing.
The only animals that have prostates are herbivores. Humans are the only exception to that rule.
Huh.
Maybe the vegans are right.
I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works.
It's like everything else that only eats plants has prostates. So what happened here?
My eyes are on the front of my head, which means I'm a predator.
What about hammerhead sharks, though?
They're silly. They're silly.
They're the exception. Just like we have
yeah,
prostates,
exactly.
They don't have eyes at the front of their
The
head.
exception that proves the rule.
All right. Maybe the medicine made him feel better. I supposed. That night he slept on my bed, curled up right next to me, which he had never done before.
That's cute.
For the next week, he'd do the same thing every day, meow on the table until he got his fix, air quotes. But the medicine ran out.
Oh.
Even though I had no medicine, he'd still cry and beg for it.
Wait. yeah.
Please.
When your cat wants something so bad, he learns English. Please, Papa, give me the sauce.
Give me the secret butt sauce. I thought maybe if I insert it without medicine, he'll realize it doesn't make him feel better anymore and forget about it.
Sure.
Well, that was 2 weeks ago, and he is only getting worse. He walks around me all day with his tail up, presenting his rectum and trying to entice me. He's demanding insertions more and more often. Yesterday, I caught him looking longingly at the turkey baster. No more hosting Thanksgiving at my house.
Oh, God.
That's not part of the story. That was a little note I just threw in
good.
there.
Get a little editorial. Yeah.
When I sit, he jumps in my lap, purring and rubbing me affectionately. It was then, in horror, I realized my cat thinks I'm his gay lover, and that I've been sexually pleasing him for weeks now.
Wait a minute. This is the point.
Yeah.
This is the... So it's been building up for a week after the medicine was gone.
2 weeks after the medicine.
2 weeks after the medicine is gone, the cat's like, oh yeah, put it in me. But it took 2 weeks. Day 3, I feel like I'd be like, well, time to stop.
Yeah.
Sorry,
like,
cat.
This is weird.
This is strange.
But he's not doing anything. He's just begging for it.
Cat's...
Not my words, the author.
yeah, that was the author, obviously. Oh, look at that cat. He's gagging for it.
Needless to say, the sexual tension between us is palpable.
Right.
How do I let my cat...
Wait, the tension between them. Does that mean the owner's into it too?
Maybe. That's what I get. Because, like, you don't have one-way sexual tension.
No.
It's, you're both into it, but, like, neither of you want to say anything, right?
Like, you look at the cat looks at you, you turn your head away.
Like, no, it is forbidden.
And then you look back and the cat turns his head away. It's like some real high school shit.
How do I let my cat know that I'm not gay, but still like him as a friend?
I mean, it sounds like you're gay for cats, though.
It does.
A little bit,
The
right?
sexual tension line.
Yeah, you're right. That's where it got weird.
Yeah.
Everything else up to that point, yeah, sure, I'm on board.
Yeah, you were just ignorant and giving into it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you mentioned that there was sexual tension between you, you know something's up.
Yeah,
and you still do.
You're feeling a sexual energy towards your cat. Oh.
Yeah, that's the end. Do you have any advice for this man?
Oh,
He
God.
needs to let his cat know that he's not gay.
I guess this is an actual advice question, kind of. I don't know. Take him out to dinner. Take him somewhere public so he doesn't make a scene. Sit him down. Not somewhere too fancy.
Yeah,
just like coffee maybe or something. You're just like, hey.
If it's too expensive, he'll feel guilty. And
Yeah, exactly. Hey, or like, you'll build it up like you're going to do something special, but really it's just like, you're like...
He might think it's the other way and then it hurts even more.
Yeah, exactly. So you take him out for coffee or something like, hey, Frankie, things have been real weird between us for the last month and a half. Huh? Isn't that strange how I keep slamming stuff up your butthole, even though it's not for medicine for the last 3 weeks. But, well, I ain't into dudes. And then just leave the cat there. When he comes back to your place, have all of his stuff be out on the curb.
Just his litter box.
Just his litter box and some toys.
His favorite toys.
Yeah, so he knows it's over.
Yeah, okay. What about the turkey baster?
Yeah, put that in the litter box for him, too. A consolation prize.
Alright. And now for... Have you ever looked at a picture of a spider and felt crawling on your skin? Well, the reason you feel spiders crawling all over you is because there are spiders crawling all over you.
Spooky.
A short story by Deleted from No Sleep.
Yeah, trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
You might be spooked.
Let's begin with a quick explanation of how the human body works. Because as you're about to find out, the body is actually a broken piece of garbage.
Okay.
Can confirm.
Same.
What people can feel, see, touch, hear, and smell is painfully limited. So 90% of the Earth's natural actions will never come to our attention. An example of our body's ignorance is the electromagnetic spectrum, both visible and invisible light, which anyone with even a brief history of science knows humans are mostly blind to. True.
Sure, yeah.
In short, there are constantly invisible events and beings around us that we will never know about.
Beings?
Beings.
I've never bumped into an invisible being, though.
But you can't feel them, because your human body
What
is
does that
trash.
have to do with my sight, though?
I don't know.
You can only feel things that you can see. So if you're in the dark, that's why you fall through the center of the earth.
Yeah, it's like when you're about to fall asleep and you start falling through your bed.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't see it anymore.
Okay, yeah. No, that tracks.
Yeah. Included in these invisible beings are insects, known as spider T974S.
That sounds real.
Not arachnids, insects.
That sounds real.
Because they haven't been truly named by science.
But they have. It's Spider
T974S.
Yeah. Clearly it has been named. It's been cataloged.
Yeah, the S stands for science.
Oh, I thought the S stood for spider.
No, spider stands for spider.
Oh, okay. Shit, what an idiot I was.
These spiders are barely poisonous, and whatever.
Yeah,
They
barely.
only have venom strong enough to get you mildly sick.
Okay.
But they're barely poisonous.
Barely poisonous.
Ever heard of rhinovirus?
Yes.
The common cold?
Yeah.
Sure you have. But
Yeah.
most people sick with rhinovirus have never even been near a rhino.
I don't think that. Yeah. I mean, rhino means nose, right?
Baby?
I think rhino means nose. Because, yeah, when you get a nose job, it's called a rhinoplasty.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not a nosy guy.
Oh, hey.
Gotta throw some dad jokes in every once in a while.
Fuck.
Spider T974S are supposed to look like horned black widows,
What?
giving them a rhino appearance.
Wait, how do we know if science hasn't cataloged them? And they're invisible.
They're supposed to look.
And they're invisible.
I don't know, dude. He can see them. How do you think he's writing a
Okay,
story
you're
about
right.
them?
My mistake. So he's not human then. Is this the real spook?
Maybe he never asked for this.
Okay.
It's only appropriate if I refer to the spiders as rhino spiders for the rest of this post.
It's not appropriate.
You must be asking yourself, well, why can't I see them? As I stated earlier, a rhino spider exoskeleton mixes with light so precisely that the light's sensitivity is changed, pushing it out of the visible spectrum.
Wait, the light sensitivity?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Very sensitive light.
Yeah,
it
no,
doesn't want to go near the spider.
I was just making sure I was... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Rhino spiders are very sensitive and try to move away from even the smallest change in the environment. Let's say you're looking at a picture of a spider, and your hair just barely stands up. To the rhino spiders, that small change is quite startling, and sends them running down your arms and legs. There's nothing you can do about it, because as recently discovered, there are a lot of them.
Wait. Who discovered it? Science doesn't know these exist.
Yeah, science doesn't know. He discovered all of
he
them.
figured it out. Maybe he's just covered in spiders.
Maybe.
Like,
Is this just like his hallucinations? Or maybe he implanted mantis shrimp eyes into his eye sockets so that he could see in 9 different spectrums of light that we can't.
I don't know, maybe he doesn't even have to go that crazy. Reindeer can see in ultraviolet.
Can they?
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're the only mammal. Most birds can see in ultraviolet, so maybe he has eagle eyes.
But then, why aren't the birds protecting us?
Well, because there's no bird scientists. Birds know about it, it's just scientists.
They're like, haha, look at these dumb people, I'm gonna take a poop on them.
Yeah, to try to get rid of the rhino spiders.
That's why.
Yeah, it's helpful.
It's good luck because they get rid of the rhino spiders.
Yeah, you get sick less often.
Natural predators can't see them either.
So
birds just aren't natural predators.
No, birds are unnatural predators.
Supernatural predators.
Oh, there we go. The spiders can only be seen by vampires and or the Terminator? I'd argue the Terminator is an unnatural predator.
Their numbers grow and grow and grow until everywhere you go is covered with them. I don't mean to frighten you, but chances are that your home, cars, workplaces, all have rhino spider infestations. Maybe more difficult to come to terms with is their size. Sure, most of them are relatively small. The failure of crowd control by nature's natural hunters has caused some rhino spiders to grow incredibly big. Some are believed to be as large as small children.
Wouldn't you run into them?
No, because you can't see them.
Oh, right, sorry, I forgot we established that earlier.
Think about it. Have you ever laid in your bed at night and heard scratches outside? Oh, it's just the trees. The trees are always scratching against your house. But somehow, that's the only time you hear it? What if the strong winds are startling the massive rhino spiders outside?
Wait a minute. Normally there's other noises.
But you only ever noticed it once.
Also, if they're so sensitive that my hair spooks them, or a tree spooks them, how the fuck do they deal with cars?
They just die.
They just die.
Yeah.
No, the car can't see them.
Oh, right. It's not a natural predator.
It's not a natural predator, so it can kill them.
Yeah.
But it can't see them.
I don't know, dude.
Fuck. Well, that's the first plot hole I've run into with this, so I mean...
What if the strong winds are startling the massive rhino spiders outside, and they're moving around to become more comfortable in the storm? These aren't pretty images, are they?
I don't know.
If you have a fear of spiders, your only hope is to get over it very quickly. Because the truth isn't going anywhere.
Well,
Go ahead. Wash your hands and brush your arms to try and get them off. It's not working, is it? They'll always be with you, watching you, on you, just waiting to give you the next bite.
Am I their prey, then?
No, they just want to nibble on you.
Okay.
It's love bites.
Oh, it's love. Cute. I mean, that tracks. I'm pretty sure that's gospel. Like, I can't find any problems with it.
You can't prove it wrong.
You're right. The burden of proof is on me because I'm the one trying to disprove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck.
I mean, this Reddit post is here
It's
saying
true.
that it's true, so...
What, you think someone would just go on the internet and tell lies?
No.
No,
Never.
everything you read on the internet is 100% true.
Exactly.
Always.
This is no sleep, not r/fiction.
That is true. I'm not going to sleep now because my bed's covered in rhino spiders. So, this next one is called Guys Help. I accidentally vored my wife and children. This is from the Creepypasta subreddit and was posted by Rampant Cellotaping.
Honey, I vored the kids.
Guys, help. I accidentally vored my wife and children. See, I recently got into the darker side of Tumblr. And, well, let's just say I'm something beginning with an F and halfway to becoming an animal rapist.
What?
I assume furry.
Okay. Also, we won't need to worry about this anymore because Tumblr's banning all their porn.
That is true. That's a
We'll
good
have
point.
no more accidental vores
Yeah, this
caused by Tumblr.
This is a one and done problem. One of my fur friends on Tumblr introduced me to Vor, and I was instantly hooked. It escalated quickly. Soon I was unable to come without voring something first. I started with small objects. The stapler. My daughter's teddy bear. Next, it was furniture. I ate most of the chairs in the house before starting on the sofa. I had to explain myself to start with, but by the time the bed disappeared, my wife was beginning to think something was up.
Just then.
Just then. It was at this moment that it dawned on me. In order to achieve the perfect Vored, I had to eat my wife. I didn't waste any time. She had taken the kids to school, so I knew we would be alone when she got back. I waited. And when she returned, I Vored her instantly. Instant, like a snake. Like a snake on
his
fast
jaw.
forward. He unhinged his jaw, picked her up, and just shoved her in. She had barely walked through the door by the time she started being digested.
Well, that means the neighbors could have seen.
Barely through the door. Maybe it closed first. But by the time she was through the door, it was already being digested. Maybe he just, like...
Wow.
Maybe he, like, opened his mouth real big and put it around a door frame, so when she walked in, she just walked into his mouth.
She's like, yeah, nothing weird about this.
This is normal. I enjoyed it so much. I did the same to my kids when I picked them up. What can I do from a legal perspective here? I live in Colorado, so if you can let me know if they have any sort of legal exceptions when it comes to Vored, that'd be great.
Legends say he's still coming to this day.
Well, he achieved perfect Vored.
Yeah.
I mean...
What more can you ask?
Jesus, I guess. Vored is one of those... I don't get Vored. Like, I understand being a furry more than I understand Vored.
Yeah.
Right? Because animals are cute. I could see someone, like, slowly twisting that into a sexual thing.
Well, and also, like, growing up as a kid, a lot of, like, cartoon characters and stuff are anthropomorphic animals. And, like, video game characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
Yeah, Lola Rabbit. We all know.
And I feel like a lot of kids probably have, like... They're like, oh, I have a crush on, like, this cartoon
Yeah, everyone
character.
wants to fuck Lola Rabbit. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's science.
It's just science.
I don't know anybody my age who doesn't want to fuck Lola Rabbit at least a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, any advice? Do you know anything about the legal matters of Vored in Colorado?
I feel like they feel that it's probably a non-issue, so there's probably no law surrounding it.
It's
I'm definitely not letting it be in my search history.
Were you looking stuff up?
Yes, I was.
Are you looking up Vored just to find out what it is?
I did a Google search for what is the point?
Yeah.
What is the point?
What is the point?
And I found a Reddit comment from 4 years ago that says, I never understood it, but when I was a kid and I saw a Jaws movie, there was a scene where the diver was in the shark's mouth. I got hard as a diamond in the pants and couldn't figure out why. I suppose it could have something to do with brain chemistry and the fact that endorphins are released in the brain during consumption of food.
Okay.
So it's just a link between them.
So like a serial killer where you get violence and sexuality crossed.
Yeah.
You get eating a pie and fucking your wife confused, and you're like, oh, what if I fuck the pie and eat my wife? Well, I've been Zach, and this is
Trevor.
And that's basically all we have this week for reading of the Unread. Thank you all for listening. If you have any submissions for us, which please just send me something, anything. I don't care what it was. I don't care what it is. Not kitty porn. The email you can send it to is trashfireradio@gmail.com. I know we have the other podcast that you can catch me and Trevor in, which is Trash Pit.
Yep.
Which should be coming out every Thursday, I believe is when it's coming out. We're going to try to get this one out every Sunday as often as possible until we start hating it or you guys tell us it's garbage. So we'll go from there. I think that's all the ones to plug that Trevor and I are in for now. See you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.